It's a pleasure to introduce Dr. Meenu Singh. She's our own alumni. She pursued her PhD from Department of Foods and Nutrition and is currently working as nutrition consultant with Vital Strategies, a global health organization which is seconded by FSSAI. Without taking much time, I would request Dr. Singh to share her presentation.
Thank you, Dr. Vijayata. And thank you, FN department, for giving me the opportunity to be a part of this webinar series. So the topic which I'll be speaking on is bridging the gap, product information and consumer understanding. My presentation will mainly focus on food labeling information as per FSSAI regulations, consumer understanding and gaps which we as researchers and professionals need to fill in. I'm really thankful to the panelists for making my job easier. So let's move on to the presentation. I'll just share my screen with you all. Okay. So I shall begin with just a second. Okay. So what is the, I'll begin with what is the food product information. The food product information in true sense is the food labeling on the package of the food. The food label includes any written, printed or graphic matter. It should be either it is presented on the label of the food or displayed near the food. So what is the importance of food product information for consumers? It's important because it gives the overall quality, standard and safety. It helps in identifying a brand. It helps in tracing the food product from where it has come. And it also helps in comparing two or more brands. So what are the major drivers for a consumer to select a processed or packaged food? According to a study, the major drivers are taste, brand name, vegetarian or non-vegetarian origin of the food, price, recommendation by someone, advertisement, discount on the food, popularity of the product, or attractive packaging. So where the consumers can find this product information? So well, it can be found on the principal display panel of the food product, which is likely to be seen by the consumer, or where the manufacturer put all the information grouped together. So these, with this slide, I'm just giving few examples of the kind of food packages, and according to the food package, the principal display panel also changes. According to a study, it was found that why consumers do read the food labels and they do not read the food labels. Consumers do not read the food labels because they may not understand the labels, because of the lack of time, they're not interested, or preference for specific brand of the food. However, consumers also stated that why they read food labels. It's because they are concerned about their overall health. They're concerned only about certain nutrients as per their medical condition, or the overall calorie that the food gives. So in this slide, I have just mentioned the journal labeling requirements for the pre-packaged foods. So the pre-packaged foods, on the pre-packaged food, the language can be English or Hindi, it can also have the regional language. The food package should not be false, misleading, as rightly mentioned by Dr. Daniel in his presentation. I'll not discuss a lot on this slide because Dr. Daniel has already covered in his presentation. Now moving on to the next slide. In the subsequent slides, I will be explaining the kind of labeling that is present on the food packages. A food package I have divided the food package as front of pack and the back of pack. So on the front of pack labeling, the information which is provided by the manufacturers is usually easy and simple to understand. So here on the front of the package, the information can be the name of the product, the logos, vegetarian, non-vegetarian logo, nutrition claims, and health claims. Back of the pack has the most crucial information about the food product. That is, it contains the more detailed and very closely related to nutrient content of the food. So this is how a food back of the pack looks like. It has nutrition information panel at the back, ingredients list, allergen information, name and address of the manufacturer, MRP, batch number, manufacture date, best before date, FSSAI mark and license number, and net quantity of the weight. So moving on to the name of the product. So what does it signify? The name of the food shall include trade name or description of the food contained in the package as per the food labeling regulations of FSSAI. For example, in this picture, Sun is the name of the brand and baked namkeen mixture is the description of the food. Now this slide shows the vegetarian where logo is always a green colored circle inside a green square like this. However, the non is brown color circle inside a square with brown outline. Suppose if a package is an ingredient, then the declaration in addition to the non-vegetarian symbol should be given like contains egg. So with the symbol contains egg should be there. So this is what you as consumers we should look in the labels. These are few other food symbols which are being prescribed by the Food Safety and Standards Authority of India and identified by them. First, a study done by Singh and Chandorkar reflected that gaps exist in examining and understanding of symbols and logos by the consumers. So in that study, it was found that the symbols and logos were examined by 73% of the consumers. However, it was understood only by 24% of the consumers. Vegetarian logo was examined consumers and understood only by 57% of the consumers, while the non-vegetarian logo was at 59% and understood only by 54%. So basically there is a gap in the examining and understanding various information present on the food label. Now moving on to the nutrition claims, I'll not talk in detail about nutrition claims and health claims because it has already been covered by our previous speakers. So I'll just flip on the slides. However, here I would like to highlight a study that was done to find the pre and the post intervention understanding of the consumer on health claims. And it was for the study. However, when they were giving sessions on food labeling, the understanding of health claims was increased to 80%. So that means if we, as researchers, nutritionists, and dietitians, create awareness among consumers, then the understanding of food labels can be significantly increased. So here's the back of the pack labeling. So the first information which I would like to discuss at the back of the pack is nutrition information panel. So the nutrition information panel, as per the Indian law, can be in 400 grams per serving or a combination of. Additionally, if a nutrition nutrient should also be displayed at the here. This slide shows a few of the products which does not need nutrition information panel on their. These are raw commodities. So the research which was done on examining comprehensibility of nutrition, that 83% of the consumers, however, only understood by 31%. Did I lose the connection between? Hello?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. Am I audible now?
Yes.
Yeah.
You need to share your screen again.
Okay.
Do you want to share or you finished your presentation?
No, I want to share. I haven't finished.
Yeah, please share.
The presentation. Yeah.
Please share your screen.
Just a second. Yeah. I think I lost the connection in between.
No problem. It's a windy day here in Baroda also. And I think we have a lot of power interruptions.
So, is my screen visible?
Yes, Meenu.
Okay. Yeah. So, I was talking about the comprehensibility of nutrition information panel by the consumers. So, commonly examine nutrients, cholesterol, and less than 50% the remaining nutrients. I think if there's any, the connection is weak, I'll just switch off my video for some time. Okay. Ma'am, my screen is visible. Hello?
Yes, Meenu, your screen is visible.
Okay. I just switched off my video so that everyone can see my presentation.
Yeah, it's better. Yeah, it's better now.
Yeah. Okay. So, so the consumers, when they were like examining the nutrition information panel, it was the difficult terminology. They found few terminologies which were difficult to understand. Those were IU, that is International Unit, PUFA, MUFA, microgram, and TFA. So with these kind of studies, gives us insight about what is the gap between the information that is given on the packages and the level of comprehensibility by the consumers. So we need to bridge this gap as nutritionists and dietitians. Okay, so now moving on to the ingredients list. The ingredients list basically have 3 rules to read. So one is the rule A says that the ingredients list should have an appropriate title, such as the term ingredients. Rule B says the ingredients used in the product should be listed in descending order of their composition or weight. Rule C is specific name shall be used for ingredients in the ingredients list. Like if there is a component like multigrain in the ingredients list, then its individual component should also be mentioned. So what the researchers have shown that 93% of the consumers examine the ingredients list. However, less than 50% understood the ingredients list. Maybe because of the complexity of the ingredients in presenting the ingredients list. So allergen information. So what is allergen information? Allergen information is usually put at the back of the pack along with the ingredients list or just under the ingredients list. And it is very useful for the consumers with allergies. So the same study found that the consumer understanding increased from 0 to 45% after intervention on allergen information. So these are the 8 type of allergens that are identified by Codex Alimentarius, that 90% of the allergies are from these 8 identified allergens. Moving on to the name and complete address of the manufacturer. So this information is usually present at the back of the pack. The manufacturer and the manufacturing unit address should be there at the back of the pack. If the manufacturer is not the packer, then the packer's address should also be there. And these are few other requirements for labeling name and address of the manufacturer. Moving on to the net quantity. Net quantity is by weight or volume or number shall be declared on every package of the food. Additionally, food packet in which the liquid medium shall carry a declaration of the drained weight of the food. That means the drained weight of the food should be labeled, should be given at the back of the pack and not in the combination with the liquid. Moving on to the manufacture and the best before date. So the date of manufacture is the date on which the food becomes a product. And the best before date is the date up till when the food product is fit for consumption. However, beyond that date, the product will still be fit for consumption. However, its quality in terms of taste or smell may diminish. So there's another term which is used like used by expiry date. Expiry date is a date after which you should not consume the food product as its quality is poor quality. Batch number or the code number helps in tracing the food product, like from where it has been manufactured or where it has been packaged. So this is the number by which we can trace back the food product. So there's another information which is usually present at the back of the pack is the declaration of the food additives. Food additives are declared with the ingredients list, sometimes with the specific names or with the international number identification. Similarly, colors and flavors are also information about the colors and flavors is also present at the back of the pack. So any extraneous coloring matter that has been added in the food should be declared on the package, and it should be declared in the format like contains formulated natural colors or contains formulated synthetic food colors or contains formulated natural or synthetic food colors, whichever the case may be. So similarly, the flavoring agent should also be declared if added in the food product in the given format. In case when both natural colors and flavors are added to a product, then the declaration about it should be made in this format: contains formulated natural colors and added flavors, or contains formulated synthetic food color and added flavors, contains formulated natural and synthetic food colors and added flavors. So either of these formats, whatever the case is. So when a study was done on the understanding the consumer awareness about flavors and colors and doing an intervention, it was found that consumer understanding for this information was also nil pre-intervention. However, post-intervention, it's significantly increased to 58%. So when I'm talking about this intervention session, it was just one session was given to the consumers, and it significantly increased their understanding of various nutrition information on the package. And I believe that if subsequent sessions are given, then it can really increase the understanding of consumers to 100%. So in some products, instructions for use is also given. Now moving on to the FSSAI logo and license number. So the license number on the food product is a 14-digit number issued to registered food business operators. It has 5 sections and it can be easily decoded step by step, that I will talk about in the next slide. The license number shall be affixed with the FSSAI logo. However, FSSAI logo is not a mark of certification, but it signifies that the FBO holds a valid license of FSSAI. Now let's decode the FSSAI license number. So the first digit, that is one in this particular example, one is the first digit in the license number. So 1 stands for the FSSAI registration and 2 stands for FSSAI license. So there is a small difference between FSSAI license and registration. FSSAI registration is given or taken by petty businesses. However, license is given to big businesses. The next 2 digits gives the idea about the state code in which FSSAI registration is obtained. The next part is other 2 digits gives the idea about in which year the FSSAI registration is obtained. These 3 digits explains the designated officer under whom the FSSAI license is obtained. The last 6 digits of the FSSAI license number tells the serial number of the food business operator. The food business operators are registered with FSSAI, and with the help of the FSSAI license number, all the information about a product or the food business can be easily obtained from the FSSAI website. So an intervention study was carried out in Baroda on creating awareness on food labels, showed a positive impact of education sessions on understanding food labels. The pre and post intervention results showed a significant increase in the comprehensibility of symbols and logos from 31% to 67%, nutrition information panels understanding from 30% to 60%. However, the ingredients list had no significant increase. The reason could be the complexity of the ingredients list. So the study concluded that repeated education sessions may be required to create understanding of complex nutrition information on the packages. So as consumers, what kind of a rights do we have? And what kind of a rights FSSAI gives us? So we have the right to safe food availability in the market, information about the food to facilitate informed choices, choice of food at competitive prices, to be heard when we find or we come across any food fraud, consumer education, and grievances redressal. So now the question arises, where and how can we lodge a complaint about any food fraud? For this, the answer is Food Safety Connect portal by FSSAI. So now I'll take you through the Food Safety Connect portal of FSSAI. So this is the home screen of the website Food Safety Connect. So this is the home page. On the home page, you will find 2 tabs, web-based and mobile-based. So if you want to identify the type of the food, or if you want to lodge any kind of a complaint or any food fraud, then either you can do through the website, or you can also download a mobile-based application on your phone and do the process. In this slide, the next tab is share your concern. So if you come across any fraud and you want to share your concern with the food authority, then you can lodge a complaint through. If it is a packaged food, then you should click on the packaged food tab, and if the complaint is about the food premises, then you should click on the food premises. How do you share your concern? When you click on the share your concern tab, you will concern tab, and on the 2 tabs, packaged food or the food premises. So then you will come to this page. So this page shows the complaint on food package. You will have to register the license number of the food product, and you will see few questions like number one question is batch expired. If you have any complaint about the expiry date, batch expiry date, or best before date. So there are many other questions which I cannot capture in the screen. So once after the presentation, if you would like to visit this website, and you will easily, you can easily navigate through various sections of the website. So this is how the screen looks when you click on the food premise tab in Share Your Concern. Now, if you want to track an FPO, so the next tab is track FPO. You have to enter the registration number or the license number of the FPO. So for an example, I have, put this license number on the FPO tab, and the information which came is that this product has the expiry date up till 2024. What kind of a business is that? And the address, the company name, and the premise name is all the information comes in one screen. So it's very easy and to get the information of the products that we consume and buy every day. Moving on to the next tab, it's like tips for safe food. So there are various tips for safe food for the consumers given on the portal. You can go through them one by one. Like the number one is clean about the cleanliness, like wash hands and surfaces often. And there are various other information which cannot be captured on the screen. Moving on to the consumer rights and rewards tab. So this page shows what the consumer rights is all about and what kind of consumer rights do we have as consumers. There are two interesting videos related to food safety on this portal, which you can always go and look, and which are very easy to understand. Now, if you want to track your concern, if you've submitted any concern to FSSAI, you can always track at what stage your concern has reached, whether it is at the state level or the FBO level, or if not being taken care by the state and FBO, then you can always reach out to the higher authority that is the head office of FSSAI. So this slide shows from where all you can reach out to FSSAI or the authorities to raise your concern about food security and food safety. So it can be like via any of the medium like Facebook, website, or Twitter, or WhatsApp, or email, and the address of FSSAI and toll-free number is also being shared on the screen. Thank you.